Well, life can get tough at times, and it's important to always be working on ourselves. Our next guest is here to share some insight on her teachings and how she can help you. Welcome to the show, Dr. Lynda Reid. Also a new face and author of this gorgeous book here. We're talking about the little book of More, The Evolution of You. How you doing?
Good, thanks, Brian.
Nice to see you.
You too.
All right, so let's jump right in. The concept of More, elaborate on that.
So More is an acronym. It's about living actively and mindfully, fostering 4 key elements: meaning, owning, relationships, and emotions. So it's through fostering those 4 elements that we keep evolving in our life. If we block any one of them, we block our potential and who we can be.
I love it already. What led you to create the concept of More?
More, my life, and everything that I've read and I've studied, when I really realized probably in my 20s that, you know, I don't know who I am, and I started reading and researching, and people inspired me. So I tried to put more in a package that put everything that I've learned in a way that other people can easily tap into and work on themselves.
Yeah, I think that sometimes the world of working on yourselves, it's so many veins, so many options, you know, but what's going to be the easiest way to find your path? Tell me a bit about how it gets in the way of us as far as our day-to-day, how it's a challenge for us to find our more.
Our brains like going in the same patterns. It's like, I used to live in the Caribbean, so I refer to our brains like following the donkey trails. And we keep following those donkey trails. That's how we problem solve, that's how we relate to people, and it isn't until we stop and have those moments of insight and pull ourselves out that we can create a new donkey trail. Well, our brains don't like getting rid of old ones, they like creating new ones. So that's the power of coaching too, is to help you hold people accountable to creating and moving on to those new trails.
I like that analogy. This is a really nice analogy. So what will participants gain from attending the Exploring You More, The Evolution of You seminar?
Well, it's a nice little pilot of looking at the 4 elements in terms of themselves. I have interactive activities planned. It's going to be a small group, and people will walk away with insights into where they have blocks or where they have gaps in one of the 4 elements and how they can move themselves forward.
Okay, so how do you implement the concept of More of You to your coaching process?
When I begin with clients, I give them I have a checklist that's broken down into questions, yes or no questions, in terms of the 4 elements. And when people find those, or true and falses, when people find those trues or falses, that's what leads us to the next level of insight. And then from there, it's just a platform for moving forward. And then every coaching session afterwards is after small actions, because it's the small actions that take us forward. So many people stop in growing because we try and do things in big leaps. And when we don't make the big leap, then we think we've failed, instead of holding ourselves accountable to the small steps. And we will get there.
I love it. Talk about some of the results you've seen from some of your clients.
My clients I'm always in awe of where they go. I've had people who have moved. When I lived in the Caribbean, I started coaching on a little island, and I had a client who had come from Singapore to work as a branch manager in one of the finance companies, and she just didn't understand the culture of the island and how people thought. And so it was through coaching her that I helped her open up her perspective on how people are thinking and why they're thinking that way, so she could better relate to her staff and help them move forward. She's now been transferred to South Dakota. She's a Brit. She's now been traveled to South Dakota, and so she has even more challenges and opening up and learning from that.
I love it. That's a fantastic example. All right. The pre-registration cost for Exploring You More, The Evolution of You workshop is $75 per person. The cost for 2 or more, and as far as registering together, is $70 each. At the door, it's $94.99. The event takes place Roberts, of course, Salon in El Paseo. We're talking 5 p.m. to 7:30 on April 29th. A big thanks to you for being here, and a big thanks to you. That wraps it up for us. We'll see you. Have a great day.
Thank you.